Hey, boys and girls, we're back. We were doing a lesson 11.1, converting customary units of length. These are usually the way we measure things here in the United States. We use feet, and we need to know that 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. And then we usually use yards, and we have to know that 1 yard is the same thing as 3 feet. Once we understand this, we can use this information to create rules. So let's read this question. William has a piece of wire that measures 1 yard long. He will use wire to fix several instructional outlets in his house. How many inches long is the wire? So, solve this problem using bar diagrams. Right now, we are going to think of it like this. We're not going to use a bar diagram. We're going to do this with just math. Once we know that 1 foot is 12 inches and 1 yard is 3 feet, we can start converting it. So right now, they told us 1 yard. And we're trying to find out how many inches is that. Well, if we look up, there's no way to go from yards to inches, but we know we can go from yards to feet, and then once we know feet, we could turn it into inches. So first, let's work in an order that makes sense from largest to smallest. So first, let's turn 1 yard into feet. Well, we know already that 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. Okay, so now we have 3 feet. Well, now we can turn these 3 feet into inches. Let's look up. We're gonna turn feet to inches. So over here, how do I get from feet to inches? Well, I have to think about the relationship between the numbers. How do I turn 1 into 12? Well, we could create a rule. The rule for going from feet to inches is times 12. Because 1 times 12 will give us 12. So if we apply that rule for feet to inches is times 12, we can see right here that 3 feet, we're trying to turn it to inches, so we'll apply that rule, times 12. 3 times 12 is 36 inches. We just figured out that 1 yard was equivalent to 3 feet, and 3 feet is equivalent to 36 inches, so therefore 1 yard is equivalent to 36 inches. When they're giving you rules throughout this unit, you always want to change it into a rule. So if I was turning feet to inches, I would use the rule times 12. Now, if I was turning inches back to feet, I would do the opposite. How do I get from 12 back to 1? 12 divided by 12. So that would be the rule for going inches back to feet. Over here, if I was turning 1 yard into feet, the rule for yards to feet is, well, how do I turn 1 into 3? It's times 3. So when we turn yards to feet, the rule would be times 3. But if I was going backwards from feet to yards, I have to say, how do I get from 3 back to 1? It would have been 3 divided by 3, brings me back to 1. I'll show you another example. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to see it. Let's say they had this problem. We are trying to turn feet into inches. So I have to remember that 1 foot equals 12 inches. So I have to remember the rule from feet to inches, from a larger unit to a smaller, is times 12. To get from 1 to 12 is times 12. So if I apply that rule, I'll know that 5 times 12 is 60 inches. And if you think about it, if we had 5 rulers, one ruler, a ruler, I say a ruler because a ruler is a foot long, 5 rulers, and each one, this is 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot, and 1 foot. We have 5 rulers, which is 5 feet. Each one of them was 12 inches. So we now have 5 groups of 12, which is 5 times 12, which gives us 60 inches. What if they give us an example like this? Let me erase this. Let's say they give us this example. 2 feet, 6 inches equals how many inches? Well, I already have inches here, so they kind of did part of it for me. So I'm going to keep that to the side. 6 inches. I have to convert 2 feet into inches. Well, we already know to turn feet to inches, the rule is times 12. So 2 times 12 gives me 24 inches. So 2 feet is 24 inches, and I have 6 inches. I have to combine these, and then I would put them together, and I would say 24 inches and 6 inches is 30 inches. So we need to always look at the rules, and that's going to help us convert. One more example. Sorry, be patient with me here. It's normally not like this, you know that. Let's try this. 4 yards equals how